Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. Everybody guys, our team builder here for the Minnesota Vikavolts, taking on the Colorado Rapidash in the playoffs of the NPA, guys. It is about to go down. A lot of people have been asking me, aDrive, where has the NPA been? Where is it? Did you quit? Did you lose? What happened? I missed the memo. Well, I talked about it on my live streams and I talked about it on Twitter, but I didn't make a video about it, and I probably should have, so I apologize for the lack of clarity there. But let's run through exactly what went down. Nothing bad happened, but so we played through week 12, which was 11 matches, and we had our 12th match on week 13, obviously a bye week in there, and that was against Numb Nexus in the Pittsburgh Pichus. However, he forfeit the match, so no match happened. I didn't want to post a video saying that. I just tweeted it out and said it on my live streams. So no match happened there. So we automatically won that match. We went to 10 wins and 2 losses, and we were the best team in the league in terms of record. So we were the #1 team in the league, also meaning we were the #1 seed in the playoffs. Then the league decided to take a 1-week bye week before the playoffs started. So there just was no playoffs basically, or no NPA for a full week. Then the playoffs started and we had a bye in the first round of the playoffs because we won our match, or we had the highest rank in the league, so we didn't have to play in the first round of the playoffs. So here we are in the second round of the playoffs, which I believe is the quarterfinals. We were taking on Swami and the Rapidash, and apparently I left my Goodra on the screen, but you know I'm bringing Goodra now. So we were playing Swami and the Rapidash, and it is gonna go down. So we actually played Swami back in week 10, I think, no, week 11 against the Rapidash, and we won. If you remember, Infernape put in a lot of work. We were able to pick up some really good kills with Goodra going for Rock Slide, things like that. There are gonna be some mind games in this one, guys, because anytime you do a rematch, it's always tricky because you pretty much bring the best team you can bring the first time around, and then you have a rematch, then you have to decide, okay, what do I change? What do I keep the same? Do I bring the same team? Do I bring most of the same team? Very, very tricky stuff. So it's kind of funky, but we're gonna have to do our best here to take on the Rapidash. And ultimately, I'm excited for this match. Man, he's a great battler. He had a great season this season. Like I said, last time we were able to beat him, but this is gonna be a tough one here. And otherwise, I have some great news, guys. There is a brand new league that I will be joining in just a few weeks. Announcement should be this weekend, potentially at the end of my video tomorrow for the match. And the draft will actually be starting very, very soon, in like 2 weeks. So, or not even 2 weeks. I think it's only a week till the draft. So we're gonna announce it, then we're gonna draft, and then we're gonna be jumping into battles right away. So regardless of whether this season continues into the chase of the playoffs or ends, we have more battles starting pretty much right away, guys. So you have a lot to be excited about for the Minnesota Vikavolts and just battles in general. Also, just even though this has nothing to do with the GBA season is over. The championship has been declared. Congratulations to George Septile MC. I have officially quit the GBA and I will not be returned to the GBA. Done. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about MoonlightSwami's team here, the Rapidash. We don't have to spend too much time talking about it because, again, we faced this exact team just a few weeks ago. Excadrill, obviously Sand. Sand is just a problem. He's got Excadrill and T-Tar for the Sand. Haxorus, of course, very, very powerful Pokemon with Dragon Dance, Sweeper. He's got a Rotom, obviously very bulky Pokemon, electric and you know, fire typing. Weezing, I was a little worried about Weezing. He didn't bring it last time. He's got the Virizion, very powerful Pokemon, of course, can be a Swords Dance Sweeper, can be physical or special. He's got the Scyther, which he did bring last time. Pretty scary. Scyther can be really tough to beat, especially if it's got Eviolite. Can be really bulky. He's got Mew, of course, which he typically brings defensive. Very, very difficult Pokemon. Volcarona is incredibly scary to my team. Very, very scary to my team. Again, I mentioned Tyranitar. He's got Kecleon, which gives him a Trick Room option as well. Protein Kecleon, pretty cool. Can run Stealth Rocks and stuff. And last but not least, Wishy-Washy, which is very scary. You actually have to be pretty careful about Wishy-Washy. Now, last time he brought Excadrill, Haxorus, Scyther, Mew, Volcarona, and Tyranitar. And basically, the sets he ran was like a Jolly Life Orb Haxorus with 3 attacks and Dragon Dance, defensive Mew with Super Fang, Stealth Rock, Defog, and Knockoff, Eviolite Scyther, which had Roost, U-Turn, Aerial Ace, and Tailwind, T-Tar with Weakness Policy. If you remember that Rock Polish Weakness Policy set. Volcarona, of course. Quiver Dance, Fiery Dance, Bug Buzz, and Psychic to hit things like Dragalge. And Excadrill, which is EQ, Rock Slide, SD, or Swords Dance, and Iron Head. You can see our team there. And again, very difficult to decide, am I gonna bring pretty much the same thing? Am I gonna bring something totally different? That was the thing we had to decide there. So let's talk about our team, what we're bringing, and why we're bringing it. Let's jump into it. First things first, no doubt we're bringing Rafiki, the Infernape. Last time we brought, I believe it was either Expert Belt or Muscle Band. I think it was Muscle Band. But this time we're bringing Choice Scarf, so a little less powerful, but he was so scared of Choice Scarf Infernape last time and we didn't bring it. I'm bringing it this time because I think that based on our last matchup, there's a chance he tries to bring Choice Scarf Excadrill and doesn't try to rely on Sand this time. And if he does that, then I need something to outspeed that. I also outspeed Haxorus at +1. I outspeed Volcarona at +1. Infernape is very, very important in this match. It has a lot of good matchups against a lot of Pokemon. U-turn initiative is great, and I have an opportunity again to outspeed basically all his big sweepers, the Haxorus and the Volcarona, when they set up on me. So it's a good response to that. It basically keeps me from getting swept, essentially. Sorry for the yawns. Keeps me from getting swept. So that's why we're bringing that. Still have Mach Punch though, just in case he sets up the Sand with Excadrill and he's not Mold Breaker. We've also got our Shaman here. Pretty much the same Shaman as last time. Same EV spread, max HP, a lot of defense, basically here to take hits from things like Excadrill and T-Tar. Allow me to take some hits from the Haxorus if I need to. Poison Jab's still gonna hurt, but Dazzling Gleam for Haxorus. Psychic we added this time. Psychic is for Wheezing. I'm very scared about Wheezing. If he brings the Wheezing, it could be a problem. So I got Psychic for that. Leech Seed just for general recovery. If I'm not sure what he's gonna switch into, I could just drop a Leech Seed. And Seed Flare, of course, hitting very, very hard, even with very minimal special attack investment. You know, Shaman, very good. Again, kind of have to bring Shaman as just a way to handle Excadrill. Otherwise, I don't have the best switch into that thing. So at least gives me a switch into it, potentially stall some turns. No reason in running like Morning Sun or Synthesis because of the weather stuff. Next, we're bringing our Crocodile. Crocodile is running the exact same set as we brought against him the first time. Knockoff, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Stealth Rock with the Lumberry. I felt like this was the best set. I feel like Crocodile really pressures him. I really like Crocodile in this matchup. It can handle things like Excadrill. It can weaken him with the Intimidate. It can switch into a couple other things. It can, you know, it can obviously take on the Mew really well. With Knockoff, being able to, you know, stop the burn with Lumberry if he decides to go that way. If he goes Volcarona and tries to Flame Body us, same logic. Everything's the same. Rotom, kind of the same boat there with Rotom. If he tries to Will-O-Wisp me, I can take that. So this is a really good Pokemon against him. I need to make sure I use Crocodile effectively in this match. It's very, very important knocking stuff off, but it should have a lot of opportunities to do that like it did in the first game. And it's got Stealth Rocks there, which is incredibly important if I see Volcarona or Scyther, or even Rotom Heat. Very nice to wear those Pokemon down. The next Pokemon we are bringing is our Alolan and Ninetales here. Same set, again, bringing the same Alolan Ninetales as last time. Moonblast, Blizzard, Aurora Veil, and Hidden Power Rock. Hidden Power Rock obviously gives me a chance to two-shot a lot of forms of Rotom and also does a lot to Volcarona. Hits the Scyther very nicely. Moonblast for things like T-Tar. Life Orb to hit a little bit harder. We have the Aurora Veil, potentially set that up. Really not too concerned about that. Ninetales is kind of iffy, but it helps us win the Weather War like we did last time. We had him set up the Sand. I was able to sacrifice off my Ninetales, but set up the Hail, and that made the Excadrill a lot easier to defeat. Now, we're mixing things up a little bit. Like I said, I brought a lot of the same stuff because I felt like I had the right sets, but this time we are not bringing Barbaracle, but rather we are bringing Necrozma. But this is an offensive Necrozma. We have enough speed to make sure we outspeed Tyranitar. We're also gonna outspeed things like Rotom if he's not speed invested, Weezing and stuff like that. I think that he could bring Weezing and I wanna be ready for it. We've got max special attack, a lot of speed, tiny bit of HP, Brick Break for the T-Tar, which is a two-shot. Psychic obliterates his team. Dark Pulse with the Darkinium. Z has a chance to one-shot his Mew, depending on his spread. If he brings the same Mew as he brought last time, it's a 63% chance. And he had a bulky Mew, mostly physically defensive, which makes a lot of sense against my team, especially with Infernape and stuff, so I think he goes physically defensive again. Darkinium Z has a chance to one-shot it. Power Gem, obviously, for Volcarona. If he goes Life Orb, Volcarona, Bug Buzz is going to do a lot to us, so that's scary either way, but we have the option there. Also helps us hit the Rotom a little bit harder, helps us hit the Scyther because I can take a U-turn or a Bug Bite. And last but not least, I kind of have to bring Goodra. Obviously, Volcarona, just a huge threat. So we have to bring Goodra. And Goodra's rocking Adamant this time, not Modest. Same set though, Rock Slide, Dragon Tail, Draco Meteor, Superpower. Obviously, I have a little bit more attack this time to just be a little bit stronger, to hit that T-Tar, to hit, you know, the Rock Slide on the Volcarona or Rotom. Obviously, Superpower, like I mentioned. Draco Meteor is there just to hit Weezing and stuff like that. So, you know, I think he's bringing Excadrill, T-Tar, Mew. Those are pretty guaranteed. I think there's a chance he tries to bring Wishy-Washy. I don't know. But Goodra's there for that, to take some hits there. If he brings like Sub-Zero Slam or Wishy-Washy, that could be really scary. Trick Room is an option. So we have to be very, very aware of all the different things that he could do against us. You know, this is going to be a tricky match. It's gonna be a tricky match here, and the playoff hopes are on the line. If we win this one, we're gonna be facing, I think, either Pokemon versus Cobain. The Braviary is the winner of that match, and then from there, it will be the championship. But we have to win this match to get there to the next round. So we have to basically win 3 matches to win the championship. I really want to win this match. I really want to win the NPA title this season. I think we have a good team, and we can do it. I'm hopeful. I hope the aDrive Army is supporting me on this one, guys. I'm really excited. I hope you guys are as well. But I think that is all I need to talk about, guys. We don't have to go into too much detail because, again, this is a rematch, so there's only so much to say for the rematch, but our team is pretty straightforward, I would say. A lot of similarities to what we brought last time. Biggest changes were the Choice Scarf, Infernape, and Necrozma. Offensive Necrozma. I really haven't brought offensive Necrozma this week, or this whole season, and I'm hoping that catches him off guard. I could really see, if he doesn't bring Scyther, I could really potentially lead Necrozma right off the bat and hit something so incredibly hard, especially if he leads Mew, but I don't know if he'll lead Mew because he might expect me to lead Crook, so it's going to be kind of tricky, man. We're definitely going to be playing some pretty crazy mind games here. Infernape, if he has Scyther, I'd probably lead Infernape, because then I can get a nice U-turn off. But definitely some pretty crazy stuff that's about to go down, and it should be a fun match. I'll do my best, guys. We're gonna have some fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Match goes up tomorrow. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I'm gonna catch you guys next time. Peace.